fall morning on the Deschutes River, y'all. I don't know if we'll catch a steelhead today or not, but you never know unless you try. So here we are again. Feels like the 500th trip of the year, but we all know we ain't made that many trips to steelhead fishing yet this year. But it feels like it, so here we go. Back at it again. Hopefully today we're gonna get a fish. If not, oh well, that's life. That's why they call it fishing and not catching. Because you just never know when you're going to get one. Today we're going to start recording a series of videos of how-tos on fishing different styles. Whether spinner, spoon, bead, jig, bobber. No bobber with the jig. So right now we're just throwing a spinner, the Panther Martin. Just drifting it through there. Now I have to say this, hey guys, before I start throwing a jig and a bobber, I like to start out throwing a spinner or a spoon. Because to me, the float might, I can't guarantee this, but it might spook the water, spook the fish. So I like to start out with a spinner or a spoon, something underneath the water, not on top of the water, making all kinds of racket. Whether or not it makes a difference or not, I can't say. I just know that I was always told that the trout, salmon, noid species or whatever were more spookable fish. So I don't know if that's any truth to that or not, but hey, I'd rather start off by not spooking the fish than spooking them. So I'm always going to start off with the spinner or spoon, just because I was told that you can spook other fish. Mr. and Mrs. Texas, good morning. How you doing today? Thank you, guys. So the important question here, and I'm going to ask this throughout the whole live stream today. Stay fishy, what's going on? Not fair. It's always fair. It's always fair. When the G-Man's fishing, it's always fair. How you doing, VI? Guy Sheffer, how you doing? Anybody should be smoking a pipe while fishing. It's this guy, huh? I like that. Anywho, back to what I was saying. The question throughout this whole live stream is, what's the first video I should do as far as how I'm fishing? Because I'm going to do a series of about probably 5-6 different videos on different ways to fish for a steelhead. So should I start out with the bead? Should I start out with the spinner? Should I start out with the spoon? Should I start out with a jig and a bobber, or a jig with no bobber? So the question is going to be is, what's the first how-to video you guys want to see? The rigging up of what I'm doing, just everything that goes into getting that one rig set up. Let's see here. Say hi, I am Dilmay Roman Ramos, or how you say that? How you doing? From India, nice. How you doing? I'm from the United States, Central Oregon, here on the West Coast, the Pacific Northwest. Because I don't smoke, that's why I ain't got a pipe. Where am I from? I'm from the United States. I'm from Central Oregon. Bob and Joey. Wyatt, how you doing? I love the Chiefs too. You need a job. I don't know if I can help you with that. You're all the way over there in India. I don't know if I can help you with that. Oh, are you in the United States now? I guess that would be the question. Yeah, I agree with you. The Chiefs are the best. Now, I ain't going to go bragging and saying, yeah, bragging on them or nothing because, you know, every team's capable of losing. So, just like we lost in the Super Bowl. But yes, I believe they are the best in my opinion. I'm going to go into depth on these videos, starting in close, working yourself further out. Just going to make a whole series of them, and hopefully you guys are going to like them. A sturgeon, a 12.5-foot sturgeon on the Columbia River. Yeah, 12.5-foot sturgeon. Slay, gamer, girl. How you doing today? And we're going to work our lure a little further out, a little further out, a little further out. Well, I would say you probably should find a job someplace. I don't know where you're at, so I can't really help you out with a job. I don't know where you're at. All right, man. Thanks for joining us, Fishy. Yeah, it kind of seems like they're trolling. If there's one thing for certain in the river, there's a lot of fish, even if we're not catching them. There's a lot of fish in there. For whatever reason, we're just striking out, and that's unfortunately the way steelhead fishing goes. Mini DJ, what's up? I already told you what I caught. Biggest fish I caught was a 12.5-foot sturgeon on the Columbia River. 12.5-foot sturgeon on the Columbia River. Boomer, Chris, VI, tell me you scamming trolling. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. I got some moderators out there who can block them if they need to. They're out there so purposely to help keep these live streams clean. So hopefully one of my moderators will get on there and block them if it gets too bad. Of course, so far only one of my moderators have joined us. We're just trying to have a good time, catch a few fish here. We don't need all that extra stuff on here. It is a chilly morning this morning. It's 30-something, below 30-something degrees. What up, Mostly? How you doing? So this spot this morning, we're going to throw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different rigs at them. And we may even tie up another rig if we need to, just to have another rig out there. I can't help you with a job. I'm not a boss. I mean, I don't own my own company or anything. I mean, I'm just kind of a broke YouTuber trying to make a living here. I don't, the life of a YouTuber isn't as glamorous as they put it out to be on different companies or different outlets and stuff. No, I didn't get a deer yet this year. I pretty much wasted my deer season. Um, I was too busy elk hunting, and I didn't have a deer tag for the unit I was elk hunting in. So, um, yeah, I pretty much I didn't realize that I didn't realize that I was hunting for deer at the same time of year I was elk hunting. So, I didn't even bother going out deer hunting this year. I got within 50 yards of an elk this year, so but I didn't get a shot at him. So I didn't even get a shot at him. I would have liked to gotten a deer. Yeah, I believe you're right. A fake channel, mostly. Usually the ones that come out trying to get this or get that usually are scammers trying to make an easy buck. Unfortunately, people are like that. I hate to call anybody that, but sometimes that's the case. And unfortunately. Well, that's it for the spinner for now. For the Panther Barton. We threw it through there. I mean, we didn't throw through there for an hour, but I feel like sometimes if you're going to get bit on something that juicy, it don't take an hour to get bit. So we're going to put this one down. We're going to grab the spoon. We're going to throw that for a little bit. And we're probably going to throw this longer because we can. The thing about the spoon is we can throw it further than we can the spinner. So some things we'll spend a little bit more time on than other things, just because of the way we can throw them out there. So, let's get a fish. Yes, let's get a fish today. Yeah, it's just built differently. The blue fox is definitely different than a Panther Martin. Uh, basically, let me show you what the spoon looks like. The Panther Martin is definitely a little bit different than a blue fox. The blade is a lot smaller and made differently than a blue fox, and it don't have the bell that the blue fox has. So we're gonna throw a stilly through there for a little bit. Of course, I switch out most of my trebles for a sidewalk hook. Easier on the fish, you guys. We want to be easier on the fish if we can. And then we're gonna start in close again and work it out further. And those close-in drifts, they don't take very long to drift them. I mean, you may only be in the water for maybe 30 seconds or something like that. Because it's not a very long drift and it's not a lot of flowing close. So. And then when you throw a cast that don't really drift, like I just did, there we go. That one should drift a little bit better. I'm only throwing probably 10 yards out there on that first cast, maybe. So start in close and you work it further and further out. But the real question is what do you guys want to see first as far as the how-to and what I'm fishing for steelhead? What's the very first full-length video you want me to put out for a long form? Is it bead fishing? Is it spoon fishing? Is it jig and bobber? What is it you guys want to see? Um, yeah, there's a lot of nice fish in the river right now. Spay fishing is always fun. It seems like it'd be fun. I've never spay fished before. I have fly fished for steelhead, and I've hooked a few of them, but I've not landed any steelhead on a fly rod. Yeah, sometimes that does happen. Foul hooking a fish. Yeah, that can make it a lot harder to reel in a fish too when you foul hook them. That's for sure. But it can be fun too. Yeah, I definitely would like to get a spay rod at some point. Start spay fishing. And you know, every one of them I hooked, every steelhead I hooked on a fly was on the super smallest fly ever. Usually like an egg pattern or San Juan worm. It's crazy when they bite those small hooks and you have them on for a few minutes and then all of a sudden they come off. You know, always fun. And then you go no, I lost him. Why me? Okay, now we're gonna start working a little bit further out because we worked in close. Now we start throwing it further and further out, just so we can effectively fish more water. Just like a spay rod, you know, your first cast isn't gonna be all the way to the other side with a spay rod. It's gonna be in close, and then you're gonna work it further out. So it's like anytime you're steelhead fishing or any kind of fishing, you should be starting in close and working it further and further out, just so you can more effectively fish more water. I don't know if we'll catch a fish today or not, but we're going to throw everything at him. Stay Fishy said he's going to be right back. He's probably at work, probably got some stuff to do. Well, why don't you come down here and fish with me and I'll try out your spay rod sometime. I like fishing with other folks. I've always wanted to try spay fishing. That'll help get me more into spay fishing if I get to try one. Cool commoner 808. What up? I'm fishing right now. I ain't doing no fly fishing right now, but I may not do any fly fishing today. But I'm definitely going to be throwing a lot of stuff at them. I've already thrown a spinner at them, throwing a spoon at them now. I'm going to eventually move to a bead, and then after a bead, I'm going to move to two different float setups. So I'm definitely throwing the kitchen sink at them today. Definitely throwing the kitchen sink at them today. I may even pull out the side planer at some time because I've been hooking a few fish on the side planer. So, you know, a lot of people think that all I do is side plane, but I've got plenty of videos out there doing everything else other than side planing. So, It's just side planing is an effective way. You can set it where you want it to be for as long as you want it to be. As long as you don't get bit or get a weed on there, you can pretty much put it out there where you want it. So, hopefully, we're going to get bit, though. There's so many different ways to fish for a steelhead. I mean, most of the days when I come out here, I throw, 5 or 6 different things at them. And you would say that that's not much, but really it is. Considering that you're moving spots. You're not staying in one spot the whole day. You're casting, as many things through one spot as possible, and then you're moving on to another spot. So. See, when I do the series of things, which is what I'm going to start recording today, in that one video, you may only see me in one spot, but I'm going to fish probably this whole stretch with that setup. But you guys may only see one spot on the video. It just depends. So I'm really debating with myself which setup I'm going to start with, though. That's why I'm asking you guys, what do you guys want to see first? What video you guys want to see first? That's why I brought the chesty. I'm going to put in a new SD card because my other ones are still full because I got so much content I still got to edit. So that's why I'm asking you guys. You guys want to see jig and bobber video? All right, I'll do a jig and bobber video for Mr. and Mrs. Texas then. That'll be the first one to drop, and that'll be on Monday. So after I'm done live streaming and stuff, I'm going to go ahead and, well, actually during the live stream, I'll probably start recording that video as well as doing a live stream. So before I start throwing a jig and bobber, I got to take out this fancy dancy new SD card I got, put it in my camera, and that way I can start recording the jig and bobber video then. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Texas, for putting that suggestion out there. I will definitely do that for you guys. Appreciate it. That's why I ask you what you guys want to see, because I want you guys' opinion. I want you guys' opinion. And if you guys give me an opinion, then I'm going to try and accommodate you guys' opinions throughout my videos. Or even throughout the live streams. So, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Texas. I appreciate that. Yeah, you dropped the short out this morning there mostly. I already checked it out, gave you a big old thumbs up. I'm just thankful that the guides aren't freezing up. It ain't that cold to freeze up the guides. Cold enough to freeze the windows on my car, though, this morning. River Rat, what's going on? Hello. Doing well for sure, for sure. Yeah, I've caught catfish. I've caught plenty of catfish. Just not here on the Deschutes because we don't have them in the Deschutes. But yeah, I done some catfishing over the summer. Went out to the Deschutes River and caught some really nice channel catfish. So for whatever reason, this is the first year I had a lot of luck on chicken livers out there fishing on the Deschutes River. I caught, 4 catfish on chicken liver? Back in Missouri, I've caught a lot of fish on chicken livers. In Oregon, I've only caught 5 catfish on chicken liver. And I take chicken livers every time I go catfishing. And I'm slowly working it further out there. A little bit further, and a little bit further, until I can't cast it no further. But the thing is after I get it so far out there and I can't cast any further, I'm going to let out some line so I can drift further down the river and get a different swing in the holes while I'm drifting. You're in New York or North Carolina, I'm guessing is what they say. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. We don't have any monster. We don't have any monster catfish. It seems like in Oregon, but I mean we have some decent ones. We catch them 8 to 10 pounds. Which is for me a channel catfish at 8 or 10 pounds is a nice catfish. Nice channel catfish. I ain't seen one bigger than 10 pounds. I ain't seen a channel cat bigger than 8 or 10 pounds though. I have seen some nice ones though. How you lift them tanks? River Rat 3030, is that you? She's talking about them tanks? You guys must get some big catfish over there. The other thing I can tell you about steelhead fishing is don't burn your lure in when you're reeling it in. You want to take your time with it when you're reeling it in along the bank, because a lot of times them steelhead will be laying along the bank here, and then when you're reeling it in slow, you'll be all of a sudden you'll feel this boom, and you'll have a really nice steelhead on there. A little bit further, a little bit further, and a little bit further, you guys. It is a beautiful Saturday morning in Central Oregon, you guys. Yes, sir. Nice. Woo! 35 and 52 pounds. Woo! Hey, leave a comment in one of my videos. I'll come check you out. I'll subscribe to the channel. So, that's how I find people when they hit me up on my live streams. Is they go and they hit me up in in a video, that way I can find their channel easier after I'm done live streaming, because I won't be able to find your video from my live stream after I'm done. So make sure you guys, if you guys got a YouTube channel, make sure that you guys hit me up on one of my other videos, leave a comment, and I will go check out your channel and subscribe to you as well. That's how I've subscribed to so many people. As I go and I check out their channels after they hit me up in my live stream, they go check out my channel or a video, they leave a comment, and that makes it easier for me to find them. So I appreciate that when you guys do that. Yep, bird's nest. That is one thing about live streaming, y'all. You guys see everything that happens. If I cuss and I swear and I kick and I scream and I punch and whatever, that means you guys get to see it all in action. Of course, you don't see me do that very often, but I mean, it does happen. It does happen. That was a good cast. No bird's nest on that one. Yeah, it sounds like he catches some big ones. Yeah, the John Day River or the Snake River's got some fish on it, but I ain't never been there. But I hear they got some really nice catfish on the Snake River. You're welcome. Got you homesick, huh? Well, come out here to Oregon. Do some fishing, y'all. Mostly, or I mean, Mr. and Mrs. Texas, come on out to Central Oregon. Do some fishing with us. Take a vacation. Come out here. Visit your family here in Oregon and do some fishing with us. We'd like to see you out here. Hey, I see that you hit me up in the comments. All right. Thank you, River Rats. I'll check out your channel after the live stream. I'll hit that subscribe button too. That's so cool. Other YouTubers hit me up in the links so I can find their channels and join them as well. Yeah, it is a beautiful place, that's for sure. The Deschutes River here in Central Oregon is money. Like I said, though, steelhead fishing can be a fish of 1,000 to 10,000 casts, that's for sure. Boom. Give you a fist bump back there, stay fishy. Oh, that's Grumpy Bass. Never mind. Grumpy Bass. How you doing this morning, Grumpy Bass? Are you enjoying your morning? I hope so. Hopefully you're going to be catching some of them cold weather bass pretty soon. I know bass aren't the most active when it's cold out, so it can be hard. I know the latest in the year I've caught them is November. The earliest I've caught them in the year is February. But I mean, it can be very slow fishing when it's cold. Very slow fishing. I remember one year I was in dire need for a bass. I pulled out the drop shot, something I never do. I'm not a drop shot guy ever. But yeah, I had to catch an early bass, and I fished February for a bass, and March. I finally pulled out the drop shot in March, and I caught a bass. Unfortunately, it's pretty bad if I have to pull out a drop shot because I'm not a drop shot guy. I I dislike drop shot fishing in the worst way. I can't remember what year that was, but I was so determined to catch an early bass. I was throwing jigs, working them on the bottom. I was throwing Kitex. I was throwing chatterbaits. I was throwing jerk baits, working them as slow as possible, and I could not get a bite from a bass that year. But most years when it's that cold out, it's hard to. So finally I decided to take out the drop shot, and I finally hooked up. I mean, they were only like, what, 9-inch bass, 10-inch bass, but I caught 2 of them that day. And everybody was like, ain't it too cold for bass? I'm like, yeah, it's too cold for bass. But I was determined to catch a bass early that year and pulled out the old drop shot and just dead sticked it. I was throwing it out there and I was twitching it, because drop shot, you got the weight on the bottom and then you got your drop shot fluke. I mean, it was only like a 2-inch fluke, so it was a really small fluke. Threw it out there and was bouncing and bouncing and bouncing and nothing. The moment I started dead sticking is how I got them bass to bite. It was crazy. Mm-hmm. Blue Wolf, what's up? Yeah, fish clobbering time, that's right. For muskie, nice, nice. I still have not caught a muskie, but I don't live in muskie territory though either. I think people would go crazy if muskie took over around here. They love their cold water fish too much to be catching muskies here. I don't blame them. My favorite fish to catch in Oregon is the steelhead. I'd be pretty mad too if I started catching muskie here. I'd be mad if I started catching pike here. That would deter me in every way. That would disturb me in every way if I started catching those two species here. No. Good luck to you. Yep, that's for sure. I hope you catch a nice muskie, grumpy bass. I hope you catch a really nice muskie. Oh yeah, no trout, huh? What part of the country are you from again, Grumpy Bass? I don't recall. Utah, gotcha. They do got some good bass fishing in Utah though, I believe. I've seen some videos from over that way. Then them muskies are fish 10,000 casts too, that's for sure. Thank you, I appreciate that. Oh yeah? Well, that stinks for them trout. Leave them on a stringer like that. Fish need a little more respect than that, you know? They certainly do. Yeah, those fish deserve a little more respect than that. For sure. Oh yeah. Muskies, from what I understand, they can be a fish of 10,000 casts for sure. And they got that hard plate of a head, and it can be hard to hook them, from what I understand. You catch and release everything you catch, huh? That's nice of you, but I like to eat a little fish once in a while. I don't mind eating a fish once in a while, that's for sure. No pun. You must mean point. Saving grace, what's going on? That was a garbage move of somebody to do. I mean, like I said, these fish deserve a little more respect than that. For sure. Oh, I got you. You don't eat fish? Yeah, I took a 20-year hiatus from eating fish myself. Part of the thing was I think I just ate too much of it growing up as a kid. So we literally ate fish because that was the main food source we had growing up. I think I just got tired of it growing up, or I think I got tired of it and I just stopped eating fish for about 20 years, and then all of a sudden I started liking fish again. Somebody just war hooted around over there. Um, I literally did not eat fish for like 20 years. I didn't eat them in a restaurant. I didn't catch them to eat them. I catch and release, and I'd give them away or whatever. But I literally didn't eat fish for like 20 years. I don't know. I haven't gotten around to it, I guess. At some point I will, though. Maybe. Always full of smelt, huh? I think one more cast with this spoon and then we'll switch to bead. You see, and you might ask me why after fishing a spot with one thing, I don't leave and go to another spot. It's because just because I didn't get a bite on that one lure doesn't mean if I switch that I won't get bit on something else. So I'll set in one spot. I'll throw 5 different rigs at them, 6 different rigs, and then move. It's just because they don't bite one thing doesn't mean they won't bite something else. And that's kind of what I'm doing here. That's why you see me throwing. I carry 5 rods on me, and I'm throwing 5 different things at them because you never know what they're gonna eat. Something behind the trees. Tap 3 times really fast. Or I could just do that. Tell me where you see it at, and I'll see if I can't get it zoomed in for you. Because there's a lot of territory over there for me to zoom in at. Catch bucketfuls of them, huh? Yeah. From what I understand, there's some smelt runs around, for sure. I just don't know where to catch them at myself. I've never done it. I definitely wouldn't mind getting me a bucket full of smelt and having me a nice little fish fry with them guys. That's for sure. From what I understand, they eat some. I've eaten smelt before. You can get them by the bucketful. So, hopefully you guys seen whatever it is zooming in on. Might be a horse over there, might be a coyote. Could be anything over there, really. We'll throw a bead for a little bit. get that bead rod out. All right, got that bead rod out. All right. Let's see here. All right, thank you, River Rat. Appreciate you stopping in. I'll check out your channel. Bigfoot out there, and I don't know if there's any Bigfoot out here or not. The water's crystal clear for sure. Chicken checking in from South Louisiana. Thanks for checking in. Appreciate you stopping in and saying hi. Just made your day, huh? Yeah, Sandy River, yeah, I hear that's the place to get your smelt. So, well, okay. Let's show you guys the bead rig real quick. There you go. Bead rig. Got a big old bead. Slinky weight. We're ready to go. All right, let's throw a bead out there for a little bit before we start throwing a jig and a bobber. Or a bobber and a plastic worm, one of the two. Hopefully we're going to catch something, though. Other than just a good time. Trust me, I like catching a good time, but I also like catching fish, too. Thanksgiving dinner tonight at my house, y'all. I know it's early, you know, but I felt like having Thanksgiving dinner early this year. Yeah, backgrounds are generally pretty nice, you know. But we are definitely having an early Thanksgiving this year. We're having it tonight at my house. I felt like having Thanksgiving dinner a little earlier because I was in the mood for turkey, so I had the wife go and buy turkey and fixings for Thanksgiving dinner. So, yep, Thanksgiving dinner early. More towards the sky? There you go, more towards the sky. Is that better? I hope so. Drifting that bead through. Hopefully gonna get hit. Something's gonna eat it maybe. Wow, $20 bill, nice. From DB Cooper, huh? I hear the airplane, but I don't see it. That's pretty loud. bead fishing is not really my most favorite way of fishing. Not really my favorite way of fishing. I got some tricks and trades for you guys when I start doing my bead video. For you guys to try out if you guys do some bead fishing. No. Talking about this guy. Oh, I got you. I got you. Is that a fish? I don't know if that's a fish. No, it's a snag. I got a little excited there for a second. I was thinking, ooh, finally got one. No, that was just a. Oh yeah, yeah, I know. Down here where I'm from, where I live, here in native lands here. Oh yeah, they definitely feel like they've seen a Bigfoot or a time or two around here. For sure. They say they've seen a Bigfoot a time or two. I ain't gonna dispute them, you know. They say they've seen one, you know. Not my job to disclaim what they saw, you know. But yeah, definitely had a few of them over the years around here. And every time there's a Bigfoot sighting, they go Bigfoot hunting. That's for sure. Every time there's a Bigfoot sighting, you get 50,000 people looking for them. For sure. All I know is if you're native and you say you've seen one, they laugh at you because apparently only Native Americans can see them. Well, someday I'd like to meet Mr. Bigfoot, so maybe someday I'll get to meet him. I just missed something there. I just had a thump. I was too busy trying to read the comments. Turned out to be Stephen in Oregon, huh? That's a good one. I like that one. Have a little fun, you know, talk about our friends, you know. Oh yeah, I seen one once too. Wait, no, it was blue. Yeah. I like that, Blue. I like that. Yeah, thought it was folklore, yeah. A lot of people think so. See, even Stay Fishy can get in there and have a little fun with it. That's kind of the cool thing about it, you know, is You know, we can have fun and talk and laugh and just have a good time with it, you know? And that's the cool thing about being friends, you know? Yeah, I agree with you guys. You guys are the best, for sure. I'm going to have to get me a new bead or something. This bead just ain't working out no more. Hey, y'all. I mean, a steelhead bead. Never mind. I don't want to eat that. I'll put it in my pocket. Nasty. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna retie this up. I'm gonna put that bead back on there a different way. Well, it's probably gonna be similar to the same way I put it on there, but we'll figure something out. Put that in my pocket. All right, we're gonna put that bead back on there. Put your bead back on there. Now we gotta tie it back on. All right, we all tied back up. Basically, what happened was I had to take my bead and put it back on there because basically what happened was the bead stop got pulled all the way through the bead, so I had to cut it off, retie, and redo it. All right, let's get back at her. Yep, that's for sure. You guys are a good company, that's for sure. And medication lake, huh? Medication medicine lake. Oh, medicine lake. Okay, that must be down there close to you, huh, Blue? Ah, couple more casts with this bead, and then we'll switch up to something else for sure. Been on there for an hour now. Wow, been there for a minute. I want to get destroyed on one of them addicted worms. I think that'd be cool to get destroyed by one of them addicted worms. I've yet to get a bite on an addicted worm yet, though. Nearby, very interesting cave. Nice. Oh yeah, wow. $50 million casts. 50 million casts, y'all. A little chilly out this morning, though, I got to tell you. I think this is the last cast with the bead, and then we'll move to a jig and a bobber. Got to open up that new SD card to put in the camera for these long forms that we'll be shooting. Thing is, I got plenty of SD cards. If I just get everything edited, I just got so much content to yet from summer. I ain't had time to put it all out, or had time to edit it all either. So. All right, we're gonna put this one away. Well, we might fish with it later. What's up, David? How you doing today? Glad you could join us. Never had seen Mr. Bigfoot, but may have heard him outside. Yeah, I may have heard him outside my tent too. Now I'm gonna put the side planer on. I'm gonna throw a jig and bobber right now. Jig and bobber. Going out. Got the classic pink and black going out, y'all. We're gonna see if we can get nailed on a jig and a bobber right now. Starting close, we're gonna throw it upstream, watch it drip down to us. Reel in the slack as it comes to us. And we're gonna pop that button in and let it go drifting on by. Of course, that drift looks like it's gonna drift me right into that rock right there. And that's a getter hung up rock and lose it all. Rock. And just keep repeating the process till you feel like you've fished it good enough. And then keep your eye on that float in case it goes down. That way you can set the thing, reel it down, and hopefully you get a fish. You never know. What's up, Go? How you doing? Glad you could join us this morning. Oh yeah, I was gonna start recording. Glad you're doing great. Such a perfect drift not to get bit on though, right there. I'm gonna have to take a minute and get that camera ready, y'all. That way I can start recording. Some of the stuff from the live stream I'll put into the video because I'm gonna be doing that video on the jig, especially if I catch a fish on a jig. Because after I'm done live streaming, I'll start doing um, the whole video thing, you know. But like I'm gonna record while I'm live streaming. That way, if I do catch a fish on the jig, that way when I start explaining everything, what I'm doing here and there, yada yada yada, um, it'll be in the video. That way, people will be able to see the actual fish if indeed I do get one on the jig and bobber. So, but basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start recording, and I'm not going to do a whole lot of talking to the camera because I'm talking to you guys. But then after the video or after the live stream, I'll go back. I'll go ahead and keep uh, recording, but I'll start by doing an intro for that video after I'm done live streaming, you guys. But I'm going to do a series of about 6 videos on different riggings on steelhead fishing. So you guys be looking forward to that content that's going to be coming out. Hopefully you guys will enjoy that. And usually the videos like that don't do very good. So, but right now because I'm doing a lot of fishing and not catching, maybe somebody will go back and say, hey, you know, I like that stuff, and they'll share it with a bunch of people, and I'll start getting people to watch those videos more. But personally, they don't do that good. But I do videos like that. I try to do videos like that every year, even though they don't do very well. So, kind of risky taking this out right here by the river. Trust me, I'd like to use the SD card I've already got going on, but thing is they're all filled up. So with content that I've got to get edited yet. So I definitely would. I probably should have done this last night, but I was busy as always. Busy as always. You going fishing today, Goat? You gonna go do a pike? You gonna do any pike fishing today off your kayak? Tracy Sam, what's going on, bro? Nice of you to join us on the live stream. Trying to figure out how to get this package open. Oh, got it. SD card right there in the pocket. Now I got to get this bigger thing so I can store my SD card that's already in the camera into it until I'm ready to do some more editing from it. Put that in my pocket. Get this open. Pop that SD card out. Hopefully I don't drop it. Here, let me just take the chesty off. That way it's easier to access, I hope. Okay, that's in there. Going in my pocket. I got a little pouch in my hoodie. I can put stuff in, and it usually don't fall out. So I should be good to go. Should be good to go. Put a new SD card in there. All right, now we can fish and record this. All right. All right. There we go. Now we're good to go. Well, I think we're good to go. Something's not acting right with that. Should be fine though. Okay, let's try it again. All right. I think we're good now. Okay, let's check out some questions real quick, and then we'll get back to. Yeah, it is nice for sure. I've been good, Tracy. Yeah, that's true. I could. Yeah. Yeah, they do. Yeah, I don't know about that, Tracy. Mandatory tick check. Very funny, man. All right, let's get back to fishing, y'all. Get back to fishing. Huh. All right. Here we go. Well, and of course, first cast back to fishing. And I throw a bird's nest and don't want to don't want to hang up on the bottom. All right. Fishing now. All right. There's plenty of rocks out there to get snagged on too, you guys. Plenty of rocks. And trees and logs and everything else. All we really need is one fish, you guys. For real, I mean, we've kind of been that way this year, though. Kind of been that way this year. Since, yeah, I've been down here since about six something, just about 7 o'clock. Big old fish right out there. Why won't they bite? Because I'm not using bait, probably. A fishing we will go, a fishing we will go. Hi ho the dairy, fishing we will go. All right, man, have some breakfast, enjoy. All right, bro. Good to see you on the live stream. It's been a minute. Come on, float, go down with a nice fish on there. That's fishing for you, though, especially steelhead fishing. You just never know what's going to happen. Nice, long, solid drift, and I don't know where it goes. Start upstream, watch your float, follow it down, reel up the slack in case if your float goes under so you can set the hook. When it gets down to you, push that little button in, and then just follow with your rod tip down, bend the line once in a while, and just keep following your float. Just that simple, you guys. Wait until that goes bam, 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 bam. Yeah, perfect drifts are nice. And sometimes they can be hard to come by because you think that you're going to hit it just right. You cast out there, you're like, oh, it should be right. And then it don't go in the pocket you want it to go in. And you do it again and you do it again until you finally get that perfect drift and then nothing happens. And it's like, ah, guys, let's go. Love those perfect drifts for sure. Even if they don't produce a fish, they're always nice to hit. I will do a white fishing video at some point this year too, because I have been picking up a couple whitefish here and there, because people tend to like those videos too. I'm glad it's not real breezy this morning, because if it was real breezy this morning, it'd be colder than what it actually is. But it's not real breezy, so it makes it nicer out here. And I'm throwing it further and further out there, working it, you know. I'm not just casting in close, I'm working it further and further out there. That way you get more drifts, more fish time, more areas to cover. Alex got destroyed on an addicted worm the other day. I've yet to get a bite on an addicted worm. But old Alex, man, he got destroyed on an addicted worm. Yep. You generally do remember all those spots, because those spots tell you can get fish there, you know, more than just that one fish is going to be there eventually. Because usually, if you're caught in a fish there, eventually you're going to catch another fish there. That's for sure. For sure. See, one thing I like about my slip float is I can see it better at a longer distance. It's not like that addictive float. I can't see it as far. Of course, you probably shouldn't drift a mile down the river anyways. You should drift to where you know you're going to be able to still get a good, decent hook set when your float goes under. Um, yeah, you can definitely drift a long time, for sure. But if you can't see your float, then it's hard to drift that far. But that's why I like the slip float, because it's a little bit taller out of the water. It don't sit so low in the water. But yeah, you can definitely drift 150 yards, no problem with the float. As long as you can see it, you know, you can have confidence you can still get a good hook set, for sure. I agree with you, Blue. 150 yards? Heck yeah. This is that spot last year where I had like 4 or 5 bobbers down before I actually hooked a fish on a live stream. For whatever reason, I was getting hits, but couldn't get a good hook set. And then I looked away for a second to talk to y'all on the live stream, and then my addictive float went under, and wham, got one. It happens like that sometimes, though. When you're not paying attention, that's when you hook them, but you also lose them that way too. Also lose them that way. Oh, I'm only going to live stream for about another half an hour. That give me 2 hours worth of live streaming. And then I'm going to just start focusing on making that video for you guys. That way I can give more of my attention to what I'm doing. Don't get me wrong, I love live streaming. I love interacting with you guys. That's why I'm doing it. But sometimes, you know, you want to have a little more, you want to be able to pay a little more attention to what you're doing. Just in case, you know. Or just like if you're shooting a video, it makes it better for the folks when you can pay attention to what you're doing and explain to them properly what you're doing. Come on, float, go under. These guys want to see a nice steelhead. They'd take a nice trout too, or a really nice whitefish. They'd like to see that too. Maybe it's the color. What do I do with my? Oh, there it is. Maybe I need to switch colors. I think I'll switch colors for this last half an hour. Of course, I'll probably use more than just. I'll use the plastic worm too, but I think I'm going to switch colors real quick, you guys. I got to walk right up there and get my box, so I didn't realize I didn't bring it down with me. I thought I had it with me, but obviously I did. Yeah, definitely for sure. All right, my box is just right here. I just got to go get it. So I'll be right back, you guys. Hang tight. I'll be right back. I'm gonna just go get that box real quick. It'll only take a minute. I'll be right back. All right. Got the box. I already know what color I want. I was going to go with red and black because I really like red and black. But I haven't thrown the green one. So I decided to go with the green one instead of the red and black. You guys. I think that's going to be a better choice. Red and black, or green. And if that don't work out, we can always switch to the red and black. But for right now, I'm really feeling the green. I feel like that's going to be the ticket. I hope so. It's a gamble, but we're willing to take it, y'all. I was going to put that in my mouth, but never mind. I'll just set it down. There. I was going to put the hook in my mouth. A lot of sense that would have made, right? Well, what'd you catch today? I caught a G-man today. That wouldn't be very much fun, I don't think. Of course, I could just take a piercing or a lip ring and put it in there then, huh? If I did that. All right. Take that off, put it in the box. Put it in the box. That's gonna be a ticket, you guys. I'm gonna get one now. Even if we don't, I'm gonna say we're gonna get one now. Now that we're switching to that color. The fish are gonna find it irresistible today, and we're gonna catch a couple of them on that one. You know, that's kind of one of those things is, you know, there's been times when I go out jigging, using a jig and a bobber and catch 2 or 3 fish. Other days it's just like this, you know, just fishing and fishing. So. I remember that one time when I just landed a nice steelhead, and then I moved to another spot, hooked another steelhead, and then 2 seconds after I released that second steelhead, game warden come walking up right behind me, wanted to see my fishing license, which was fine. I mean, he was in his rights to do that. I ain't gonna complain when somebody's doing their job, you know. It's better for them to be doing their job than harassing people, I guess, right? I just kind of got a feeling about this color right now. Why, I don't know, but I do. Oh, I just got a feeling about it. If I can get it tied on here. I'm just having a heck of a time trying to get all taken care of here. All right, that'll work. I think it will, anyways. All right, put that in the pot. You can always tell the diehard guys because they're still watching at an hour and a half, you know, which is good for us YouTubers because we need you guys to be watching, you know. That helps us out a lot. We appreciate you guys. One of these days, I'm going to stop talking about getting merch out. I'm going to get some merch. I'm going to get some stickers and some hoodies, red hoodies. That'd be nice. Of course, I'll probably have more than just a red hoodie with my logo on it, but you know me, I wear mostly red, so definitely got to have a red hoodie. Someday it's going to happen. Hopefully someday comes sooner than later. I'm already talking to somebody about getting them stickers done, like JR Buds. Hopefully we'll be able to get something worked out to where we can get them stickers done for you guys. Uh-oh, what was that? Something happened. Something happened. I didn't stay under though, but something happened. Something happened, you guys. Would have been nice if it would have stayed under long enough to get a hook set. Ah. $50 million drifts, y'all. 50 million drifts. Sometimes that's what it takes to get one fish. How many fish you catch this morning, Sky? That's a nice slow drift. Nice slow drift right there. Just need that float to go under with a nice fish on there. I'd be happy. No fishing today, huh? There you go, there you go. Let the tourists go fishing, huh? I like that, Blue. I like that. You guys got any sturgeon fishing down there in California, Blue? You guys got sturgeon down there? Got to finish harvesting some potatoes, huh? Nothing wrong with that. Harvesting some potatoes to eat? Heck yeah. I think I've seen a few sturgeon videos off the coast down there in California. They go out in the harbor in the bay and catch a sturgeon, I think. Sacramento River, south of you. Oh yeah, they got sturgeons. Nice. That's cool. You ever catch one of them sturgeon, Blue? Oh yeah. They're fun fish to catch for sure. They're big for sure. I've caught a handful, well, more than a handful of them, I guess. Come up here to Central Oregon, I'll take you sturgeon fishing, Blue. We'll go over to the Dow or the Columbia River and we'll catch some sturgeon over there. That'd be fun. Got Alex into his first sturgeon this year. That was fun. Wasn't a giant, but it still got him into his first sturgeon this year. That was fun. It is fun. It is fun. Especially when you catch one bigger than yourself, you know. First time I took my brother fishing, he caught a 9-footer, which was fun. It was funny. Yeah, that was funny. The way he was fighting that fish, he had to turn the reel the opposite way to hold it. He was reeling it the wrong. Oh, that was so much fun. That was fun. And then his daughter wanted to take a 9-foot sturgeon home, and I'm like, nah, we're not going there. You're gonna stop fishing? No way. Full-time videos, huh? Full-time videos, no fishing? Wow. How are you gonna get views if you're not fishing? See, yeah. Yeah, the other day, Stayfish came out here and didn't even cast a line out there. He just kind of watched and live streamed, and I think we'll switch to that jig and bobber with the worm, or the worm and the bobber, for the last 15 minutes of this video, of this live stream, and see if we can't get crushed on that, and then we'll call it a day for the live stream and just go to focusing on fishing. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes that's what you got to do, is watch and listen instead of doing anything else. All right, we're gonna switch to that plastic worm. See if we can't get destroyed. I thought this was going to be the color. Well, it still could be the color, because we're not done fishing yet. Not done fishing yet. Fifth rod of the morning. You guys, who would do that? Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I mean, if you want to have that professional look or whatever about it, then you know, then having another camera and stuff like that, with somebody else recording and stuff, can definitely make a difference. Definitely make a difference. But like with me, I've got limited funds, so it's just like fishing and fishing and fishing and doing the best I can with what I got, which is me, myself, Alex, and whoever else wants to join me. Yeah, that one might just get hung up and lose the setup there. I think I'll redo that cast. Professionalism is nice, though. I mean, it is nice. But a lot of times it's not really realistic, you know? It just really isn't that realistic at times. I mean, yeah, sure, I would like to have a more professional quality at it, you know, but unfortunately, I don't have the biggest budget to work with. So I work with what I've got. I want to be the best YouTuber I can be, you know? I truly do. I want to be bigger than them addicted guys at some point in time. Now that's a tall order because they put a lot of time and money into their stuff. I mean, a lot of time and money into their stuff. But that's you know the way it goes, you know. Yeah, I feel like by me being the best YouTuber I can be, I got to be real with you guys. I can't afford all that stuff, you know. So yeah, it's gonna lack compared to some YouTubers, but I feel like you're getting a better realistic uh, content with what I'm doing. I don't have, you know, I don't have all day, every day to go out and fish. And I'm not saying those addicted guys or the Googans have that. I'm not saying that at all. But they definitely have they definitely have a lot more funds and can spend a lot more money on stuff. So it can make a difference, I think. And I feel like it can make a difference at points in times when what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take that weight off of there, that addicted weight off of there, to try to get that float to float a little bit higher up and up out of the water, so I can see it better. Whether or not it works, I don't know. I'm gonna try it though. I'm always gonna try something different. That's fishing in a nutshell, you know. Always trying something different. Always trying to advance yourself. Always trying to make a make something work better, you know. The thing about these addictive floats is you can make them into a slip bobber too. It looks kind of funny, but I've done it because I like to experiment and do different things. I've done it myself. I took and instead of using these rubber stops and these rubber tubings, I just threw it on there and just used it like a slip float. Some people would look at me like I'm crazy, but I've done it. I've done it. Okay, let's put these parts to the bobber away so we don't lose them in case if we need them at another time. All I can say is get out there, experiment, try different things. I mean, fishing really is a sport of learning and trying different things. So now we'll see if that floats up a little bit higher in the water, on top of the water, so we can see it a little bit better. You would think taking a little bit of weight off of there would get it higher up. I went online to try to order a couple of the addicted trout floats the other day, and they were sold out, so they were out of stock. So I couldn't buy no addicted trout floats. Those addicted guys, though, they know what they're doing. They know what they're talking about. I give them a lot of props on their knowledge and stuff. I did comment on one of their videos. They were having a 10 lures, 10 salmon challenge or something. If they could catch 10 salmon on 10 different setups. And I got on there and I commented it's kind of a loaded question. I think I've said this before, but I told them it was kind of a loaded question because A, they're guides for one thing. B, they also pay people to guide them at times. So, or maybe they're not paying people to guide each other. Maybe it's other guides throughout their guiding service that take them out. I'm not real sure how that works. So, I mean, it's kind of a loaded question when they're by nature professional fishermen, is what I'm going to call them. YouTubers aren't professional fishermen by nature. They're just people who like to fish. Yeah, they can be expensive, for sure. But back to it anyways. Kind of a loaded question every time they make a video like that. When, you know, they spend a lot of time on the water. And they get to go out and guide people and have bodies of water dialed in that they fish, you know. So it's not like us average everyday guys are going to be able to go out there and put that kind of time in there to learn the body of water. Like I know the Deschutes like the back of my hand. I know where I'm going to catch fish, how to catch fish. But it doesn't mean I'm going to catch fish every time I go out because, you know, I don't cover as much water probably as I probably should. But fishing for steelhead and salmon, they literally can be, like I keep saying, a fish of 1,000 to 10,000 cast, you know? So, kind of one of those things. I've lost a couple of addicted floats too. I've given a few of them away though too. I had a giveaway too at one point in time with addicted stuff, but it was hats. I had an obsessive amount of hats, so I had a silent giveaway. Basically what that boils down to is a silent giveaway is where you see people and you just give them something. You know, you don't even tell anybody you're having a giveaway. You just see people and you just randomly give stuff away. That's kind of what a silent giveaway is. And those are the kind of giveaways I like to get because then you're not doing it on a public format. You're not doing it to say, you know, yay me. But don't get me wrong, people aren't doing it to get that yay me because I'm giving stuff away. But you know, sometimes it's just nice to do something silent, you know. Yeah, I've been to those sportsman shows. I definitely have. Always kind of a letdown though when I do go, because there's not nearly as much stuff there as I think there should be. You know. I always feel like it's a letdown because there's a lot of stuff, but it just seems like there's never enough stuff there. Yeah, it's still pretty huge. The Redmond show is still pretty huge, but I just I always get let down every time I go because you're looking for that specific thing, you know, something that you're only going to be able to get there, and then they don't have it. That's what I mean by getting let down. At them sportsman shows. Dang it, really? That a half an hour already went by that quick? Wow. Crazy. Crazy. I'm not ready to get off the live stream though. That's part of the problem is I get on these live streams and sometimes I don't want to get off because the conversation is good. Yeah, I've been I think a handful of the sportsman show. Some years I spend a lot of money at them. Some years I don't spend any money at them except for entry fees. Boy, that sun's gonna be hitting that water pretty quick. Pretty quick. I think we're gonna give it a little more time on this live stream. I'm enjoying it too much. You got good company like Blue and Mr. and Mrs. Texas and Redman and you know, good conversation. Let's do a depth check and maybe make an adjustment on the float here. Of course, how I always check my float and my depth is like go from there to, I would say it's about 5 foot deep. So we're gonna go move it up to about 6 foot deep, I think. And yeah. See, I'm like 5'8", so that's gonna be getting me close to 6 foot deep. So we're gonna try that for a little bit. Do 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 do. I don't know why I can't get a bite this morning to save my life. Now I gotta ask you guys something. If that doesn't look like a fish catching setup, I don't know what does. I mean, don't that look like it get bit? I think it looks like it get bit. It moves and wiggles and it jiggles. Oh yeah, I've fished that a few times. The salmon fly hatch for sure. I definitely have. That salmon fly hatch is money, I'm telling you. Especially if you're a fly fisherman. Fly fishermen really like that salmon fly hatch. For sure. Yeah, I know. It looks delicious, right? I've been fishing a this is the second trip I've fished it and I still haven't gotten whacked on it yet. Alex, he threw it one time last week and the very first time he hooked a fish. I wasn't here at the time though. Sky, got a question for you, bud. Got a question for you, bud. When you're throwing in plastic worms and stuff, do you ever use any scent on them? And what scent do you use if you do use scent? Hi there, I-Man. All right, I just thought I'd ask. Just thought I'd ask. Next weekend I might go fish a lake or something. Give myself a break from steelhead fishing. Because sometimes it's nice to take a break, reboot, do something different. All right, man. Well, I appreciate it. The reason why I ask you is because you got more experience fishing this way than I do. Not today, I haven't. I did. I did on Thursday. I hooked a nice fish, but I haven't yet today. And I've been grinding it out for sure. I grind it out every day I go fishing though. There just ain't no quit in me. Josh Fritz, good to see you, man. How you doing this morning? I'm throwing them addicted worms this morning and everything else in my arsenal. I did have one takedown, but I didn't even get a chance to set to hook. It was so quick. Are you fishing tomorrow, Josh? It has been the story of this fall, right? Cool, right on. Well, that'd be cool if you stopped by Haystack and caught a trout or two. Nice, nice. I don't know that I'll be fishing on Sunday. I generally don't fish on Sundays. Once in a while I do, but I generally don't fish on Sundays. So if I did fish tomorrow, I'd be like, So you never know. I might just stop in and see you for a minute. What, what time you planning on being down here tomorrow, Josh? That way, if I do stop in, I can let you know I'm going to stop in and see you. All right, cool, cool, yeah. I might just stop in and see you for a bit tomorrow. The bait casting moment? No, I don't know what that is. That was crazy. I just had a fish like right here beside me. Eat a bug off the top of the water, and it's cold. Um, Thanks, man. I appreciate you saying it's fire. Nice, nice, nice. That'll be cool. Right on. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and share. Appreciate it when you guys do. Appreciate it when you guys do. I'm starting to thinking I'm using the wrong paddle tail worm. I'm thinking I need to switch to the white tail worm. Because this blue one ain't getting bit. I'm fishing up here, the in between the Pelton Regulating Dam and Moppin, but I'm way up past Moppin. Well, I guess it would be considered the Pelton Regulating Dam in Warm Springs is what it'd be. Yeah. So in Oregon. Boy, it's gonna warm up as soon as that sun gets over here. Been chilly all morning. I would love to fish every day. I can't afford to fish every day. I gotta work and make a living for my family. Trust me, I'd love to fish every day. Just make videos and content for everybody. What up, buds? Hey, JR, make sure you hit me up on my email so we can get these decals and stickers and stuff taken care of, man. Because I need to get some of that merch dropping. JR, make sure you hit that hit up that email, man, so we can get something worked out. Because I'm game for 50 stickers for $40, man. Get a couple of different ideas going and flowing. Yeah, I got an email. I'll give it to you right now if you got a pen and paper. I'll give it to you right now. Let me know when you're ready. I'll give you my email address. But people want some stuff. All right, so it's rrkk81@yahoo.com. I'll say it again, rrkk81@yahoo.com. You're welcome, man. Hit me up on the email and we'll get something worked out. Cause I want to get some stuff launching here. I've been doing this for too long, and I've tried working with other companies and stuff, and it just hadn't worked out. So, thank you. I appreciate that. I've had people asking me for merch for 5 years now, so it'd be nice to get something launching, some stickers, figure out something, man. I appreciate that. Cool. I appreciate that. I appreciate that muchly, man. Cool. I appreciate that. What up, wife? I hear Alex somewheres. Yep, there's Alex down the river. He didn't even say hi to me this morning. He just started fishing. What's up with that? What up, Alex? I'm throwing my line out. That's where I'm at. You got a new side planner? Where'd you find that at? Um, that's fine. Takes like a week to get the logo. Cool, no problem. Nice. Yeah, talking to E Cunning about cats is like talking. That's her favorite thing in the world is cats. By the way, y'all, E Cunning, she's my wife. Give her a big old shout out, y'all. Yep, that's Mrs. G, man. That's for sure. You'll be up in this area? Cool, right on. Boy, when that sun hits that float, I can see it 1,000 times better than when it's not hitting it. That's for sure. Hey, y'all, I can finally start feeling the sun hit me now. Gonna start warming up now. No more shivering. You'll be closer to Shasta? Nice, 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 nice. All right, you guys. I think I'm gonna get off this live stream. Well, I'll give it 9 more minutes. That way it's 10 o'clock. I'll give it 9 more minutes, and then I'm gonna get off this live stream and go talk to my buddy Alex up the river. Maybe he'll have a fish on. Maybe he won't. And then I'm gonna start doing my bobber videos for YouTube directly. But yeah, so I mean, thank you guys for joining me. I mean, I appreciate it every time you guys join us, and I'm looking forward to doing business with you, JR. Definitely looking forward to doing business, getting something made up for people who like watching the channel. Of course, the wife for allowing me to spend money on stuff, and without the wife's permission, I don't spend too much money on things. So thankfully, she's generous with helping me on letting me spend money on stuff like that. Especially since it's going to help the channel once I start getting like stickers and different stuff, you know, for the channel. So that'll be cool. Yo. Well, we ain't caught nothing, that's for sure, but the day's still early, still got lots of time. I'm definitely gonna try.
What up, T-Man?
What up, brother? How you doing? You got yourself a new side planer, I see?
Oh, look, my thing is above the water.
Uh-huh. Got a new side planer?
No, I fixed it.
Oh, you fixed it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
How'd you fix it?
Did you catch anything yet?
No, I haven't.
What are you using?
I'm using the pink worm. Because you got crushed on the pink worm the other day. I'm trying the pink worm.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I decided I might as well try it since you got crushed on it the other day, but I still haven't had no luck on it. No luck whatsoever. All right, man. That was Alex hollering at me, saying hi. That's one thing about float fishing. The river is you can drift for a long time. I mean, you can throw it out there as far as you want to, and then drift as long as you can see your float. You know, like Blue said earlier, he drifts 100 to 150 yards down the river, and I do that myself too. So you can definitely drift a long ways, for sure. Like I say, there's a lot of fish in the river. I don't know why I'm not catching them. I've definitely hooked a few of them, you know. Not today, but since I've been fishing for them this year. See, basically what I'm doing, for you guys who have just joined us, is we've got an addicted worm and an addicted float, and we're fishing about 6 feet deep, you guys. And we're just drifting and drifting and drifting and drifting and drifting and drifting. waiting for the float to go under with a fish on it. Doesn't always happen, but it does happen. I've caught plenty of fish with a float and a jig. I've never caught one with a float and a plastic worm before, though. I've not ever done that before, so trying to get that done. I'd like to catch a steelhead on a plastic jig, a plastic worm. That'd be cool. One of the few ways I haven't caught a fish on the Deschutes. I've caught them fish in so many different ways. So many different ways. Every way you've seen me fishing, except for with the worm, plastic worm, I've caught in steelhead. So it's just that the plastic worm thing is a new concept to me for steelhead. I've always heard about it, but I've never used it. All right, you guys. This will be the final one on the live stream, and then I'm going to get off here. I'm just going to fish like crazy the rest of the day. But I'm going to shoot a video to go with the jig fishing. So even if we don't catch nothing, we'll still put it out because it's going to be educational for you guys. And we want to put out educational videos for you guys. So this is the last official cast for the live stream, but not the last official cast for the day. So it'd be nice to get a bite, though. It would be really nice. All right, you guys, that was it for the live stream edition. Now it's just time to fish hard like crazy for the next few hours, and hopefully we'll get something for you guys for the video that we're going to put out on Monday. So you guys know what time it is. You guys know what we're going to say. You guys already know, if you guys have been watching this channel for a while, you guys know what's going to happen. Y'all, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Remember to catch, kiss, and release fish once in a while. It ensures a future fishery for all. So, until next time, Alex and Bella's down that way fishing like crazy. I was fishing like crazy. I'm getting ready to go say hi to them. Y'all. You're welcome, wife. So, till next time, y'all, be watching for that merch drop, because now that we got somebody we're talking to about getting it done, we're going to try and get that done. And get some stickers made up, maybe something else to go with it. You know, it'd be an awesome thing, y'all. So, peace out, Blue. Till next time, this is G-Man Fishing, and we are out.